Hi, and welcome to another Mobile Photography tip. Today is a Photoshop tip on converting to black and white, having some great looking black and white images with a lot of depth and emotion to them. So I like very heavy contrast to my black and whites. Whatever you like is up to you, but this image I thought lent itself really well to turning over to black and white. There's not a whole lot of color going on, so no reason to leave in color really. It's some good silhouetting going on with the guy in the boat, and so it'll look really good black and white. So one of the easiest ways to do it is when you open up in Camera Raw, just simply find the HSL grayscale, and it'll kind of give some tones to all the colors. Now here's the nice part: you can actually change these sliders, these tones, in specific color ranges, and brighten up some things and darken down others. So you see this green will affect right over here in this tree just a little bit. Just watch it jump there, and a little bit of brightness in the yellow just to bring that up a little bit more. We're going to darken down wherever it was blue, so the sky should get nice and a little bit darker for us. Do that, and that's pretty much about where I'm going to start. I'm going to probably bring in some more black, just because my histogram wasn't fully over to that side. That'll bring up some nice richness over here and the guy in the boat. Give it a little more contrast and some clarity. Clarity really just makes things pop. Gives it a nice little edge to everything. A little bit more brightness in certain areas. Maybe bring in just a little fill light. Like I said, you want a little bit of depth. You want to be able to see a little bit of what's going on here and there. So this will help bring it up in through here. And you can really see some good stuff going on right over there. Just a little more black and a little more fill light. Just a little more contrast. Like I said, I love contrasty black and whites. So that's one way. If you adjust the temperature of your image, it'll also kind of adjust certain things as well. Just by adjusting the temperature, you can see how much the image changes that way. We're going to leave it somewhere right in there, because I don't want to see. I started seeing a little white line up around the tree, and I just didn't like that. So that's one way to get a nice black and white. We're going to reset this. We're going to open the image just straight like this into Photoshop for the second way. We're going to make it black and white. In case you're not shooting raw, which you should be. You can easily go to grayscale, but you have no control, and there's really no reason to do that. There's also the black and white filter, which we'll get to in a second, and hue saturation. You can just drop the saturation on it, but again, no real control over what's going on. You can also use channel mixer, which gives you a little more control. Set it to monochrome, and then you can tweak the red and the green and the blue, but still not quite enough control, at least not for my taste. So it gives you a little bit more control than just going grayscale. But the other way I like to do it is, if I'm not using Camera Raw, I like to use a black and white filter, because here you can see you get lots more control. It's a lot like the Camera Raw. But it's just a black and white layer adjustment in Photoshop, and I think this started in CS3 if I'm not mistaken. So you can brighten up certain areas. The other nice thing about this is that it gives you lots of presets, so you can just try out other things. Darker green, high contrast. That's pretty nice, gives you a nice high contrast, but it dropped out all the dark blue up in the sky, which I kind of wanted. You can kind of tweak things then and bring it right back. Kind of liking that, actually. And then from here you can also tint things, so you can make it a nice sepia tone or something like that. But I just like black and white, so we'll stay with that today. Now if I'd have done it correctly, using layer adjustment, which I usually do, to get that same effect. Find that one that I liked again. Yeah, we'll stay there. Bring some of that sky back. Alright, the reason I was saying to use an adjustment layer is because it gives you the ability to then, if you wanted to brush back color, to go ahead and do that. I'm not a big fan of selective color in certain things, just not me, but this does give you the ability to then brush back in, you know, some blue sky or whatever, you know, pink dress on a little girl or whatever you want to brush back in. You can see how quick and easy I just did that. So that is creating black and white images using Photoshop or Camera Raw. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for stopping by Mobile Photo. Have a great day.